Hey everybody, it's DJ from the Hard Rock Lunchbox and of course the Top 20. Since you're seeing this video, that means something has gone catastrophically wrong with the recording of the Top 20. This week, I swear on all that's holy, I hit the start recording button and then it just immediately stopped. And that kind of stuff is going to happen here on live radio and it's definitely going to happen when you have a Wish.com radio show host such as myself. I promise I will try and do better in the future. That's about as good as it's going to get. Here's what is left of the top 20 for this week, and I'll see you next week on the box. F minus for me. I definitely hit the goddamn button. Well, F my life. I try so hard. It's supposed to do that, and I'm like, is it? That's like boo-boo crap. There's just nothing I'm going to be able to do about it today.
Hard Rock Lunchbox.
Well, folks, it doesn't look like there's going to be a top 20 next week because it looks like I just started recording this thing, so that might be unfortunate. I'll look into that later, but I definitely hit the goddamn button too. I know I did. So maybe I just hit it again. So disappointing. Anyway, that's all right. That just freed up 2 hours for me this weekend. Yeah, all right, hold on. All right, yeah. Woo! Oh, look, maybe I got some of it. Actually, you know what? I can't even wait. How about that? It's just driving me crazy. Let me see if I got some of it. Today is the 15th. Oh, yeah. Yep. I got some of it. Oh, I got exactly 2 minutes of it. Cool. Well, F my life. So, it's so disappointing. I try so hard. I try so hard. Yeah, no, fail. F minus for me. But anyway, I was saying about going in. I told Dave that we're going to need to do some work. So I think this is like a real we're gonna have to work this one because I'm going to do what I have, and then I'm basically going to be like, okay, now you fix it. So we'll just kind of go from there. So it'll be interesting. I'll have a lot to report next week. I'm doing it first because I'm considering the fact that I might have to go back in and do more, which is fine. We're not in any major rush, so I know people are anxious to hear the new stuff, and that's fine. And I completely support people's anxiety to hear new Revel 9. Huge fan. But I will dribble stuff out as we go. But I'll keep you posted on that because I'm just as interested as any fan would be in exactly how this is going to go because, like I said, it's the kind of the first time that I'm going to be leaning on Dave to kind of let's pull something out of that and let's see what you think could happen next. And Dave has been able to sell me on a lot of stuff as I've done it and be like, that's better, then that's better. But this is I need something new. So I guess we'll see how it goes. But like I said, I'll keep you posted. Another Revel 9 news before we end what's left of the top 20. I finally finished the lyric video for Inside. I was going to put it out tomorrow, but I just didn't get around to it. So it'll be out probably next Friday. What's funny about it is I had this one made. I had it made by the same people that did Into the Afternoon. I liked that one. It was like a chill video. I mean, I think Aaliyah was different because I had a full, real concept about it. Inside would only be super, super violent, and I didn't even know how I would explain that to anybody because that's kind of what the song is. I mean, the whole song is super, super violent. That's really just what Inside's about. This sort of implosive and explosive situation. So I had ideas for it, but I don't think I would be able to get anybody to do it, so I didn't. I just went with a straight lyric video. But what's funny is I found one of the most aggressive templates I thought for the song, and I thought that was good to go with, so I had to make it. And then they sent it back to me, and then the lyrics didn't line up at all with what was happening. And they actually said to me, they were like, well, it's supposed to do that. And I'm like, is it? Really? Is it? That's really what's supposed to be happening? Come on, man. That's I could see. And they're like, no. Well, because it pops up on the bottom, and that one's in time. But then all this other stuff is creative license. And I'm like, that's like boo-boo crap. Like, that is not exactly like what people need lyric videos for. And they're not looking at the little font kind of like at the bottom. They're looking at the big explosive font that's going on. They're like, well, you know, there's some latency. I'm like, just stop and fix it. And so they were like, okay, well, we'll try and fix it. And they sent me back something that just didn't look like they fixed it at all. And then there were like dead spaces whenever there weren't lyrics. There wasn't even like motion going on. So I'm like, you know, this is garbage. So I ended up spending 3 hours of my Sunday afternoon cutting this up like you would not believe to kind of get it to work. Now, it's definitely a little frantic, so I don't know if I need to issue like an epilepsy warning. I'm not gonna, but like, you know, if you have anybody that's like epileptic that's a huge Rebel 9 fan, like maybe shy away from this one. But again, I think it's a pretty cool video, and it's good for us to have more and more stuff on YouTube, and that's fine. I will save the discussion we had about the video for Another Mistake for another time because it was almost laughable. The discussion we were actually having at rehearsal about the options that we were going to try and do, like some of it was like okay, and some of it made some sense, but some of it was just outlandish. And I know I talk a lot about the discrepancies between how things work in the real world and how certain band members think things work in the real world, and I'm right. Like, I just am, because I've been in the real world for ages doing this stuff, and like sometimes the fantastical concepts that come from my band members are just like, how do you expect that to like work? Like when it's never worked before and all this other stuff. It just makes me laugh. But it's a much longer conversation, and anybody that listens to me that leads a band already knows the conversation. So there's not really much point in going into it today, especially since I couldn't do it justice. And I'm still mad at the fact that I managed to not record the top 20 somehow, which I still have no idea. I mean, I definitely did it because I hit it and I started it, and then it just stopped. So it might be a software thing, maybe Microsoft, maybe I got CrowdStrike by accident. I have absolutely no idea. Nor do I really care. I mean, that's not true. I really care because it's really bothering me, but there's just nothing I'm going to be able to do about it today. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is pretty much the message for the week. There's a lot going on in the world. A lot of it's not great, and a lot of it we just can't seem to do anything about. And as sad and pathetic as that sounds, acquiescence sometimes is the only path, right? They always talk about surrender. Like, I'm a big believer in surrender. I'm not saying give up, I'm just saying maybe just sort of surrender to it, which is exactly what I'm going to do right now, because I cannot go back in time. I'm not going to sit here and try and re-record the top 20. Nobody wants to hear me do it anyway, and nor do I blame them. So let's get going with our local music block. The band Off Guard put out a brand new song this week, I believe, or last week, or whatever. I did pick it up for you because I'm cool like that. The song is called The Minute, and we'll just kick off the box with it.